Breaking: Deion Sanders just vanished from Colorado football, and what I discovered about why the establishment wants him gone will blow your mind. This isn't about health, this is about power, and they're about to make their move. Before we dive into this explosive situation, smash that subscribe button because the tea I'm about to spill about Coach Prime is scalding, and you don't want to miss what's really happening behind closed doors in college football. Let me take you back to when Deion Sanders first walked into Colorado with a limp, a cross around his neck, and a message that would shake the entire college football establishment. At the time, everyone thought this was just another celebrity coach experiment. But sources close to the situation are now revealing that this was never about football, this was about dismantling a system that's been in place for decades. Here's what we know for sure. Coach Prime is currently sidelined, reportedly battling another health issue, tucked away quietly in his Texas home while Colorado summer football camps begin without him. The official story is that he's recovering and will share details soon. But here's what they're not telling you. The silence has been deafening, and it's not because people are worried. They're circling like vultures, speculating, preparing for the opportunity that Deion may not return. Think about it. Doesn't it seem suspicious that every major sports outlet is suddenly questioning his commitment? When other coaches fall ill, they get privacy and sympathy. But when Deion steps away, even temporarily, it becomes a referendum on his character. And it gets worse. According to industry insiders, this isn't really about his health. This is about his presence, his power, his message. This is about a black man who didn't just get a seat at the table. He built his own table. And now that he's shaken up the system, they want the music to stop. Now, you might be thinking this sounds like a conspiracy theory, but wait until you hear this. Stephen A. Smith recently revealed that Deion was devastated after watching the NFL downplay his son Shedeur's talent during the draft. Not just disappointed, heartbroken. Because this wasn't just about football, this was about legacy. Before I continue with this bombshell revelation, I need to know, are you Team Deion, or do you think the critics have a point? Let me know in the comments because your responses to my last video about college football corruption were insane, and I'm reading every single one. But here's where it gets really interesting. Multiple sources confirm that the University of Colorado loved Deion Sanders when he was making them millions. When he flipped the college football media cycle upside down, sold out their spring game, and brought national attention to a program that was all but forgotten, they couldn't get enough of him. But now while he's sick and silent, their support feels shaky. The whispers are growing louder. Is he really committed? Was this always about his sons? Is he planning to leave? One article went so far as to say his job in Boulder is in question. Think about it. Doesn't it seem suspicious that a man who raised the program's national profile by 1,000% is being questioned because he had the audacity to rest during a medical issue? And when you add the fact that no one questioned Lincoln Riley's motives when he jumped ship from Oklahoma or dragged Brian Kelly for ditching Notre Dame, suddenly everything clicks into place. And that's when everything changed. Here's the explosive truth they don't want you to know. If Deion Sanders were a white coach, we wouldn't even be having this conversation. When Nick Saban took medical leaves, no one questioned his commitment. When Dabo Swinney's recruiting tactics got exposed, the media shrugged. But Deion, a black man who walks with faith, raises his kids in public, and coaches with purpose, gets dissected. The fallout was immediate. They're not just reporting that Deion is ill, they're questioning his motives, his loyalty, his future. Articles are floating the idea that maybe this was all a personal project, a spotlight tour for his sons. But here's the part that nobody's talking about. This is the same old playbook. Put a ceiling on the confident black man, question his intelligence, mock his methods, undermine his achievements. But wait, it gets worse. Let's talk about the emotional toll that devastated Coach Prime. We all know Shedeur had the stats, the leadership, the poise under pressure, the kind of college career that should put any quarterback on a fast track to the first round. But the league didn't treat him that way, and Deion watched it happen in real time. Imagine watching your child be overlooked, not because of lack of skill, but because of who coached him. That's not just frustrating, that's devastating. For a man already carrying the physical scars of war with his own body, that kind of emotional pain doesn't just hurt, it lingers. It disrupts sleep, raises blood pressure, weakens the immune system. Now, this might seem unrelated, but stay with me because when you connect the dots, a disturbing pattern emerges. College football loved the entertainment of Deion Sanders, but they never truly respected the man. They loved the memes, the sunglasses, the sound bites, the sold-out spring games. They loved the spectacle as long as it stayed in its place. But Deion Sanders isn't a mascot. He's not here to boost ratings and smile for the camera. He's here to lead, to build, to transform. And that makes people deeply uncomfortable. Because when you remove the flash, what you're left with is a man who holds his players accountable, who shows up for families, who challenges a system that has historically chewed up young black athletes and spit them out when they're no longer profitable. Here's what they fear most. For Deion Sanders, faith isn't a slogan or a soundbite, it's survival. When he nearly lost his leg in 2021, when doctors talked about amputation, when he couldn't walk without pain, he didn't retreat into silence. He leaned into scripture, quoted Psalms, cried on camera and told the world he wasn't afraid to die because he knew who was carrying him. That kind of raw, unfiltered vulnerability is rare in sports, especially from someone who wants to find swagger. But that's what makes Deion different. He never hides behind bravado. This could mean the end of authentic leadership in college football. If this is true, it would explain why so many coaches play it safe, why they never challenge the system, why they never speak truth to power. And honestly, I think we're just seeing the beginning of this coordinated attack on coaches who dare to be different. But here's what they keep forgetting. You can't kill what you didn't create. Deion Sanders didn't need college football to become a legend. He brought his legend with him. He didn't need Colorado to prove his worth. They needed him. So let me break this down for you. This isn't about Deion's health. It's about control. It's about a system that can't handle a black man who refuses to bow his head and knows exactly who he is. They want him gone because he disrupted their comfort, because he raised uncomfortable truths, because he showed up unapologetically black, wildly successful, deeply faithful, and effective. This whole situation shows us that the establishment will always try to tear down what they can't control. But they've miscalculated. Deion's silence isn't surrender. It's strategy. What do you think really happened here? Am I crazy, or is this a coordinated attack on Coach Prime? Are they trying to push him out while he's down? Drop your theories in the comments below because I want to hear every perspective on this. And don't forget to subscribe because tomorrow I'm exposing the real reason why college football coaches are terrified of the Deion Sanders model. And trust me, when you hear what these boosters are saying behind closed doors, you're going to be shocked. Because here's the thing they keep forgetting. When Deion speaks again, and you know he will, it won't be to defend himself. It'll be to remind everyone who he is, why he matters, and why they were never qualified to judge him in the first place. He's coming back, and when he does, the whole system's gonna feel it.